I'm Rico Sostre, Rico from Puerto Rico. I like to introduce myself as. Also in the growth consultant, team management, personal development, helping with Bliss grow obviously their brand, getting new stores, but it's obviously an interesting market to be in with all of the legalities and the politics and what's going on. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
I know Bliss Market has been evolving their brand and really getting out there with the branding, with the colors, with the messaging. You know, what have you found has either been challenging for you guys or on the other side of it been useful for you guys to use to attract consumers to understand what it is that you guys are all about?
Well, to kind of echo what you were saying earlier about the branding, the marketing, right? You have to imagine that, alcohol, cannabis, any of these products, they speak to a wide variety of consumers. So you've got doctors that might use, right? You might have lawyers that might, you have the blue collar people that might, right? You have a whole wide range, a variety of people that are looking. You go out, walk into a store and the feeling of the store will tell you everything about the context or the environment or the vision, right, of the original entrepreneur. I think when we're talking with business, it's very easy to get into the technicalities and the legalities. What it boils down to is what's your vision? What's your purpose? What's your passion? And then how are you going to use this as a platform to speak that to the world? And if I'm so passionate about that, and it's like a board game. You can't play Monopoly unless you know the rules of the game. You can't just make up your own rules and roll twice, right? There's rules, there's things that you have to do. So this is just a big game. Business is a big game. If we want to make it in this industry, we just have to play by the rules. And I got a vision to impact the world. It's going to take something bigger. It's going to take us stretching outside of what we're afraid to see. And it's also about people who are intentional about the product. Like, we're speaking to a consumer market who really needs this kind of medicine for their own purpose, for their own reasons.
And John, as you've been building your brand, what have you seen as your core customer base?
Okay, so that's really interesting. But first I have to say that I really liked what Rico said about vision. That's the most compelling thing about, having worked as an ad guy on other people's stuff. If there's no vision, it's going through the motions. So having a vision is key. Like, that's so important.
I think that's one of the things that I found very intriguing about this team when I joined the team and how they're approaching the market. We do manufacture our own products and we do label our own products. So it's not simply a white labeling and a retail. It does reduce a lot of that white labeling costs. We're looking at a place maybe in South Tampa that has more foot traffic right now to expand. But ultimately, we have to just kind of buckle down on our strengths, right? And wherever that is for us, it's definitely manufacturing, reducing costs there. And if you notice the way that we set up our events, when we go out to venues, we stand out, right? We stand out, we're very loud, but in a fun way, So I think that's what makes us different, and I'm proud to represent them for sure.
And I admire how you guys stepped out of the brick and mortar to get out there and find more people that you could communicate with. So what should consumers that are looking to use these products when they're out at markets, when they see those type of products, what should they really be looking for?
Well, it's consistency, right? We talked about Bliss. I bought some of your products, and it's all about consistency. So what type of quality do you want your brand to be associated with? Now, for example, Bliss, they have different, it's called trade dress, which you see their booths look a certain way, they do things a certain way. The consistency in the branding is important.
What it boils down to is there's really two kinds of business owners, and it goes right back to vision and purpose. I'm either looking for the quick buck, in which case I'm trying to jump off of someone else's hard work in marketing, right? You already know nerds, so if I can mimic it, I can get that quick buck. But if you're looking at a company that has vision and purpose, they're not looking for the quick buck. Now you're talking about a small business owner, and especially in the Tampa area, very powerful community for small businesses. We want a diverse free market, right? We want to be able to have that opportunity and that ability. I think ultimately it's glorified to have a chain that's conglomerate across the nation, but is it possible? Obviously it's been done, right? But realistically, what's your vision? Do you want to own a conglomerate or do you want to be the local people? In either regard, the locals absolutely carry your business, and that needs to be something that local business owners, participate in. Unless you're in the corporate field, and that's a different conversation.
Thank you guys very much today for being part of Cannadelic, for being part of our family out here, and helping others. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Have a good night.
Thanks.